welcome back everybody to another edition of Under Construction, part of the Midnight Rider series here, all night long. So what we're working on right now is probably one of the last two toy boxes that I will have a chance to send into Disney to add to the overall servers. And this is called Halloscream, in time for the holidays and still beating out the deadline. So this one is going to basically feature Jack Skellington, as you can see here, and all the power discs that I've acquired over the last several weeks for the Nightmare Before Christmas set. And the story I originally had has quickly evolved into something totally different, which I like better. So at this point I've already completed the majority of Halloween Town, the map that I'm going to be making and using. But the bigger part of the story actually takes place inside of Jack's house. So the story goes that Jack had such a great Halloween that he took almost a whole year off to go on vacation, travel the world, comes back to find that Halloween Town is not the way it was when he left. And he finds out from some of the remaining village people, because many are missing, that his house has a new occupant, and the new occupant is basically the house, that it's been possessed. And it, in fact, has either taken or scared people out of Halloween Town. So Jack's about to revisit his house after almost a year away and see what's going on. So that's where the story is at now. There's as much as you can put jumps in this game and little scare tactics and moments, we tried doing that. Most of this video will be in double time, but I will explain different parts of it as we go along. Right now what you're looking at is this was the planned entrance into Jack's house, as you would jump up on the Pathfinder, which I was going to add the rail to, which you'll see right here. We take rail effect and we put it to the on position, and then all you'd have to do, you wouldn't actually see the rail because of course it's invisible once you go into game mode, but there'd be a little prompt to just jump right there off the doorstep and it will carry you up. And that was working really good for a little while. So some sort of glitch developed. I'm not even sure which thing it was that interfered with it, although I suspect it was when I brought some interior items to the exterior playground or toy box. So again, at this point here, everything's working, it's up and good. I've got a trigger box to make the effects go on and off to help people have a visual aid since it's invisible. And there you go, just jump on and it'll take you right up to the doorstep. And then you'd go in there, and then you'll go into the next set piece from there. So again, this was all working out fine for quite a while. And then I got down to probably maybe the last 6 hours of working on this thing, and all of a sudden, it just wouldn't work. And you'll see some of that at the end of the video. Well, there you go. No, it's still working at this point. So I did everything I could try, including just deleting the entire path, putting new paths in, and they would do the same thing. They would work. Then you'd save the game, you'd come back, wouldn't work. So rather than tell people they had to pull out their wand and jump start the path, we ended up going with the game rails with the Halloween theme on it, which is alright too. It's just not what I wanted. So here we're taking a lot of the interior stuff and bringing it in, and as I said, up till now that path was working, so I have a feeling this might have something to do with it. So originally I was going to go with a bunch of interiors and just kind of link them up, and then I realized there's no way for me to add doors the way I want them to be and to provide the scare factor, if you want to call it that I was trying to accomplish, and it wasn't going to work. So I'm going to make the entire thing from scratch and just start laying down floor tile and trying to figure out right now which one I want to use that I think would match Jack Skellington's persona. I've only seen the movie once, and I have to be honest, I was not a fan of the movie. I didn't think it was very good at all. But I do like the characters, and I do like the potential. So yeah, I think the wood floor base is going to go good for the main foyer. And all I'm going to do right now is just lay out the track of the footpath, if you would. The areas that we'll end up building around later. So we'll just start with platforming it. Get our stairs to take you to the second level. Not sure. I think there are probably going to be 3 levels in this, but I'm not doing a multi-level elevator. I just did that with the Star Wars Han Solo freighter build, and I'm not ready to do it again. We'll just use a single elevator and maybe another set of stairs. Keep it simple. Again, this is a little bit of beat the clock as well, because if we don't get it submitted before the 30th of September, that's it for Disney Infinity. So I do want to get this one in so I have a Halloween submission. So these are going to be the exterior walkways, and then the rooms will be in the middle section here. And these are probably going to be like the bedroom, bathroom, that kind of stuff. Let's see if we can even this up a little bit better there. Again, trying to find something that's going to give the look. Obviously, that stone finish is definitely a Jack Skellington effect. There's a lot of that black and gray, and unfortunately, they didn't have that grayed out wood effect. That would have been perfect. I wish they would have had it so that the schemes that you can use on the interior could be applied to the blocks and things of that nature for the exterior builds as well. I'm still one of those that is holding out as we're working on the elevator. I'm one of those holding out hope that some major company is going to come along, pay the licensing fee, realize there's money to be had, and resurrect Disney Infinity. It'd be extra special if they could do it in a way where all the existing figures would be compatible with it, but I don't know. Maybe that'll be a Christmas announcement or something. So again, this is going to be a simple one-floor elevator up-down, reverse path and stop with reverse on both buttons. This is part of the part of the build that I usually like the most, which is you've got the frame of the rooms in the building set up, and now you start to fill it in a little bit with stuff that you brought in from the interior just to kind of give it the right look and feel. Alright, so right now we're going to use the old replay trick. I like that little head statue there from the Haunted Mansion, but that's as close to the wall as I can get it, and I just hate it sitting that far away. So we're going to actually mold it into the wall, and to do that little trick we record with the replayer. putting that one panel in place. And then we go back and hit stop on the recording. And then we go back and remove the recording. Now the wall's gone, but it's really there. And then we just move that head back. And then we're going to hit play on the recording again, which will make the panel reappear, and it'll just form around. Voila. So now the head bust is half set into the wall, which I think gives it a cool effect. And I prefer that over having them walking distance away from it. Kind of cool to me. Here's an aerial view of the town. Now, you can use the road to go either way to get to Jack's place. I just decided to put a looping road in there in case you want to just tool around on the map for fun or whatever. So when I do these under construction videos, I don't want to give too much away in the sense, I don't mind sharing ideas and strategies in building, but I don't want to give too much away of the game itself that the people that are going to then go play it know everything that's going to happen. So some of these video highlights are strategically edited to not give away certain storyline features. So here with the windows, again, you cannot add an interior window to a wall, but you can add a wall to a window, if that makes sense. So I put the windows in first, and then I can add the walls to the back. By the same notion, if you already have the walls up and say, oh wow, this window would look great on this wall, all you have to do is back the wall out a few paces out, put the window in, then bring the wall back in. I ended up doing that a few times on this one. These two panels here are going to need to have path creators to help them fit in, which we'll get to that later. You'll notice I'm not acknowledging those saws in the background. Pay no attention to the saws. So this right here, the house again is haunted. This is the whole idea. And I wanted a supernatural force to interfere with Jack and his plans of getting the house back. I've never actually used the wind machine. Damn. So here's Jack trying to fight his way back. So that's what happens when you set it for 50. So I'm trying to get the force of the wind to be strong enough to really interfere with him, but not to stop him from being successful. And again, the wind is going to actually represent the force of this entity that's occupying the house. There you go. So you can fight it off, but it's not easy, and that's all we're looking for. So we'll probably be setting it somewhere near 12, it looks like. I had almost used one of these on the Star Wars Cloud City build, which should be my last project that I will be getting out to Disney Team. It's done technically, it's just linking all the boxes together has proven to be a major pain. And I was almost there with the last one, and then there was still another glitch. So following this video, I will be working extra time on that just to make sure I get it out in time. I do have one build of it that I could submit, but the last two scenes are really screwed up. Don't play properly, and I just don't want to do that. But as opposed to not getting it out at all, I guess. I mean, put a lot of time into it. So I was thinking about not using the pressure plate because then people might avoid it. But realistically, in order to get to the elevator, you'll have to use the pressure plate, so I'm not worried about that. So the goal is to get to the elevator and to get to the top floor of the library. Or the main room, I should say. This is the library here. But you won't be able to get in the elevator so easily because it'll have a door that'll be locked and you must unlock it. And it's going to be hard to unlock it when the forces of evil are pushing you all over the place. And this is exactly what we're looking for right here. enough to make it hard to, you know, pause and pick something up, let's say, and at the same time, who knows what kind of bad things could be happening. So you're already trying to avoid bad things, get some things, and then you got this force of nature pushing against you. I'm liking it. More windows. Again, windows first, walls added to them. Not a problem. And this is going to be where the boss fight takes place. The main chamber, if you would. I'm just going to finish decorating it. This looks like an appropriate throne for an entity. One-armed bandit's in the way. I end up losing the one-armed bandit. It just didn't really fit for me. Part of me kind of wishes I would have left him in, but it just wasn't working. Plus that non-stop clicking noise that he was making was driving me absolutely insane. So he does not make the final cut. Candlesticks everywhere, and this, oh my god, these little lamps just made... I was going down these halls and it's like they're so empty, I need something. And these lamps were absolutely perfect. So again, this is where the interior comes in handy to bring interior items in to an exterior toy box. So that's about it for this build. The library, by far my favorite room. This came out so well, I was happy with that. We're going to finish it up here showing you what happened now. All of a sudden, those rails that were working great earlier, the Pathfinder, the only way to get it to work, literally you have to go in, turn it off, and turn it back on again. And I'm not going to leave it like that as a game that I'm releasing, because no one's going to do all that. So anyway, guys, hope this has been helpful to you. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to play it before Disney puts it out, assuming they do, then just add me as a friend on the PS4 network, Old School WWF. It's already up and available in that form. Last one I'll be doing prior to Disney servers going down, and I don't really have an under construction video for that, but it will be Star Wars End of Infinity, and I will do a video on that once it's finished. Thanks so much. See you next time.
Yeah.